Cool.
Should I wear these?
If you want to wear them.
I don't know if I need them. That's kind of cool, though. When we wear these headphones, it's like we're at a WWE match. Like, you know, like, oh, look at that, Super Slam. Welcome back.
You gonna do that the whole time?
No. Yeah, oh, yeah. I think I have to talk like that. Like we're at a NASCAR race. Well, I tell you, Adam, what we're going to do here. I should probably get one more coffee.
You want a coffee?
I got the all-day pass.
Can we get coffee? Hot.
I'm cold. You know that. We're the McDLT of podcasts.
Today's podcast is brought to us by Dead City Coffee.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not?
No, it is now.
Yeah, he's bringing us. I don't know if it's brought to you by, but he's bringing it to us.
Oh, he's bringing it by.
He's bringing it by. Today's podcast, we're bringing by Dead City Coffee.
The only coffee that makes me feel alive is Dead City Coffee.
I bought a day pass for Dead City Coffee, and I'm at number 5. I got the Decapitator. I started with the Murder Juice, the Impaler, Crowd Killer, Doom Blade, and now I am at the Decapitator. So I'm 5 coffees in.
Well, yeah, if you guys are watching
They're all
and I
fine.
put any of this in there, the booth is right there. I'll show a shot of that. So here we are, and there that is. And now you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Adam got the best booth in the house. He's literally across from the coffee booth.
Not just the coffee booth,
Like-
this sexy son of a...
Sir, you're breaking the health code. You're supposed to be wearing rubber gloves.
Hold on here. So who are you?
I'm Rocky from Dead City Coffee.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, seriously, thank you.
Where can they get you at, though?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just do a whole episode.
There you go.
We're going to do a whole
You
episode.
should.
Yep.
He's popular.
And we're going to drink a crap ton of coffee. Let's kick the...
This is good, Rocky. Well, watch this. I can do this. Ready? I got it up there pretty good. That's about... That's not... No, that's not... I thought it could go up much higher. Maybe it's this nostril hole. There we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good, though.
It's good.
Yeah, because that way I can just cut a little straw to do the Coke, you know, and just already have it up my nose. Like everyone else is like doing Coke, and I'm like, no, it's cool. I got my own. That'd be pretty funny. Let me know if I'm bleeding, because I shoved that one up pretty good. I am, look. I've earned my Jackass stripes. I shoved a straw up my bloody nose. God damn it. We just started the podcast.
Rocky without his gloves.
I told you. We're at a tattoo convention. No blood, no pain. For the bloody fucking thing, this is the rest of the show like this. It's kid.
I'm just going to laugh this whole episode.
Yeah.
I apologize, everyone.
Anyway, this didn't start out the way I thought it would start out. Is it live?
No.
Oh, good.
No. No. All right, welcome back to the Adam Stoner Show. Today, we're going to be interviewing someone who let us know it is possible to fornicate with your vacuum.
Yeah. I mean, I don't recommend a Dyson because that's kind of dicey, but, you know, get a little Hoover in there. You got to go old school with it.
Damn, you got yourself good with that.
Nah,
dude.
it's fine. It's fine.
You put a little on the mask, you know what I mean? Like, make it genuine.
We will. Should I?
You do it, man. Rock out. There we go.
Smell my finger.
Ugh.
I'm going to be signing these later with real blood.
I like you did it beneath the nose. Authentic. All right, what's your name, man? Who are you?
My name is Dave Sheridan, and I'm Dave Sheridan.
All right.
That's what you asked.
Yeah, no. You know what? I just don't think you're going to disappoint me at all this entire episode. You're Ghostface, huh?
Yeah, I'm Ghostface in Scary Movie. I'm in the house. Do you know where I am? I'll get you like a fish. I was the only Ghostface to wear the mask, kill the people, and do the voice live while I did it. You know, turn around. No. Now do you know where I am? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it live. Because my hero mask actually had a fabric mouth. Not a lot of people know that, but I try to say it as much as possible. because I see a lot of copies of the mask, but the mask makers don't make it truly authentic because they don't have the fabric mouth, you know. But we put one out. We put one out with the fabric mouth, made from my real masks, because technology caught up with these laser scanners, and we were able to laser scan my masks and then 3D print them exact, and then make reverse molds, and then we poured molds from the 25-year-old masks.
That's
Pretty
crazy.
cool.
So you still have your original mask?
I do. I have two. I have the Was Up one and the Hero one.
How many were there total? I know that's a weird question to even ask.
There might have been like 5, I think. There was the stoner smiley one, then just the smiley one, and then the one with the wide mouth. That's 3. Then Was Up, and then the Hero one. So I think there was probably 5 in the first movie.
So these are the stoner ones.
Yeah, that's one Stoned. Yeah, Adam Stoner.
The stoner mask.
Yeah, this was the one where like I'm smoking after I smoke, and then I'm like, you know, going you know, and then like I think we make some prank phone calls. Yeah.
Well, this isn't the only thing you've done though.
In life?
Yes.
No, yeah. I finished high school.
You did.
I got
You still read at a freshman level, or?
I think I'm a 7th grade level. I think
Oh.
last time I checked.
You're going
Yeah.
up.
Well, newspapers are written in the 7th grade level, so
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dyslexia.
Do you?
Yeah, so that did not help with reading, and I guess what they say I have tunnel vision reading. I don't read a sentence where it sounds like a sentence. It's like one word at a time, which is why I got into improv, because I can't read scripts, so it makes it hard to memorize the lines. So I just kind of make up my own lines. I say, what's going on here? Okay, you know, so.
Well, talking about technology, right? I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't it keep up with that now? You could just put a script in, computer reads it to you.
I do that.
Yeah.
Like you can get, when they send you a PDF, you can put it into Abracadabra, the Acrobat PDF reader, and pick a voice and set the speed, and that helps for sure. And I read along with it.
Do you do the ghost face voice?
I should. I don't think it's available. They're usually like, you can get Paul, Karen, Tom.
Oh, Karen.
You know,
Karen sounds hot.
An English one, you know, yeah.
I know that most people don't know this, but I want to delve into it with your Jackass stunt by putting a straw eloquently up your nose.
I know. I've been doing that since I'm in preschool. You know what I mean? That's how I got into this. I was a class clown. You know what I mean? And they're like, what are we going to do with him? By 3rd grade, they would take file cabinets and build my own room around me. And then once they found out that worked, every grade after that was like, oh, you're the file cabinet guy. Like, and they put me behind a file cabinet. So I wasn't really in the class. I was not in the class.
So you grew up in office space, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my own little office.
Yeah. Were you able to bring magnets and things and like tape things to them? Or
No, I drew and stuff like that. I think I taped. I think I might have taped up
I was
drawings.
like, this is sounding like an
that.
abuse story at this point.
They locked me in. One time they locked me in like the school I went to in elementary school had the bathrooms shared, like between 2 classes, and so they locked me in. That was another thing they would do, is just put them in the bathroom.
Jeez.
Right? And one of the things the popular thing to do, and it wasn't just me, was you wet the toilet paper and then you throw it up on the ceiling. Do you remember that?
Oh
at
yeah,
all?
we all did that.
But did you then take poopy one and throw it up on the ceiling? Because that's what I did, and I got in trouble. I actually took poop in the thing and took wet poopy toilet paper and threw it up there, thinking it would be funny if it fell down on people.
I'm sure it would be.
I got in trouble because they knew it was me because I was locked in there. It wasn't me. You were the only one locked in there, Dave. Oh yeah. All right.
Getting into it, when did you meet Bam?
I met Bam, and the year might be a little off, but I think it was 1996, like during Buzzkill, as I was finishing Buzzkill.
So what's
96.
Buzzkill for those who don't know?
Buzzkill was on MTV, and it was pre-Jackass. It was me and 2 other guys, and we would just go out and fuck around. And
He's not going to say it, but I'm going to interrupt him to say it. Buzzkill was Jackass before Jackass. You had Tom Green and Buzzkill.
Yeah.
Kickstarted this podcast got kickstarted by that whole thing.
Oh wow.
I mean, you're responsible. You realize for an entire culture
of degradation and decline. Yes.
And I think it's amazing.
Yeah. No. Sometimes
legacies are important, dude.
Yeah. You know what? I'm happy with that legacy in a weird way, since I was a shit starter my whole life. It's like I succeeded in what I wanted to do, but at the you know what I mean. So I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean. So. I mean, there was shows I don't know if anyone knows Numbnuts. That was on MTV, short-lived. That was, I had a lot to do with that one. And there was a guy named Crazy Mike on that one. Look up Crazy Mike, because he was like, he was my second Bam. It was like if I was a Jedi Knight and I met Bam, then from Jackass came Crazy Mike. And he blew himself up and was like, and then we made a movie called Crazy Mike is Dead, and then Crazy Mike is Alive, because he kind of killed himself. He was
Add him to the list, boy.
Yeah, he's in Vegas, I believe, last time, but he's been arrested. He's been all over the place. Yeah.
So is he still actively?
The group was called We Play Crazy, and he was Crazy Mike. That was like the initial group, and then he booked a show called Numbnuts out in. Which was like the same thing as Jackass. It was more the big stunts of like the jet ski stunts. It wasn't stick like Matchbox cars up your ass. It was throw your body into something that you should be dead. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so they would launch themselves off of giant, those balloon launchers, but they'd make one for human and launch each other. Like the ultimate fail stunt for Crazy Mike where he was like pretty much like almost paralyzed. He was laid up for 6 months, like in traction and burned, was Ghost Rider was coming out on Sony, and they hired him to do like a internet promo where on a motorcycle he lit himself on fire and jumped the ramp, and he was supposed to jump into Big Bear, Lake Arrowhead. This was out in California, and they had the trajectory of the ramp wrong, and he jumped over the lake, landing on the other side of the lake, breaking everything, his spleen, his back, his neck, while on fire, and nobody over there to put him out. It took them 10 minutes to get over there to put him out, so he burned and not able to move.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I'll show you
He's Darth Vader, dude.
I'll show you the trailer for the documentary I did.
Yeah.
So you'll know, like, that's... So at that point, I was like, oh, because, at Buzzkill, let's go back to Bam. Mm-hmm. Oh, so my friend had a skateboard company called Wheelie Co., Land Speed Wheelie Co., and it was part of Foundation, which later became Tumyeto, out of San Diego. So he was Spitfire wheels at all or anything like that?
Yeah.
All he was wheels. It was Land Speed Wheelie Co. And he sponsored Bam because I grew up in Delaware in the Philly area, and Bam's from the same area. And same with this guy, Rob Erickson, who had this company, Land Speed. And he sponsored Bam as like a semi-pro at age 14. And Buzzkill was just finishing, and it was Long Beach, so called Action Sports, where my friend was now going to have a booth, like these booths. Mm-hmm. So it was industrial, like people would come to see what the new products are and order it. And so they came out, and Bam like slept on my floor at 14, and he had a VHS tape, which I still have. And it was the early stuff of him and Brandon, these guys, just doing phone pranks or shit with like golf carts and the shopping cart stuff, you know what I mean?
Pre-CKY?
Yeah. This was like, he was 14, 15, and he was just getting sponsored, and they wanted to make a skateboard video because he was a balls-out skateboarder in his day. His big thing was like big drops, climbing up and going, I'm going to drop off this, acid drops and stuff like that. Nothing was too high for Bam. Even Bam himself. No, just kidding. So basically, there was these snowboard videos. It was called Whiskey. Do you know those at all? Mm-mm. That's around 94, 95, these Whiskey tapes came out, which had Boozy the Clown. And Boozy the Clown got on motorcycles and just ripped through like supermarkets and would just do flips off of like stuff and lots of beer drinking and they would try to break bottles over each other's head. And I had nothing to do with that, but I loved it. I was like, and so I showed them that. I was like, if you're gonna do, because right then, back then it was like, Pal Peralta did, Animal Chin. There was like the skateboard videos were either just guys skateboarding or some sort of weird, weak storyline. You want to do a skate
this
video.
This is the line. This is the goal.
Yeah, let's do a Whiskey. Let's do you guys. Because when I saw him doing the pranks, I go, let's add that into this CK. It was called Can't Kill Yourself.
Yes, yeah.
That was what I helped produce and direct. And I'm in it at the end in the credits and stuff like that.
Which is why I wanted to bring it up, because when I told you in Atlanta, nobody knows.
Yeah.
They know you as being Officer You know,
Yes,
Doofy.
like man was 14 being like, dude, I love Buzzkill. Let me show you what I'm making. I idolize you. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, and so we put that out, and then they made a couple other ones, you know, but not with Land Speed. He went on to, I don't know who else he was sponsored by. But when they were building Jackass, so this is probably 99. I think it was 99, 98, 99. I was getting ready to shoot Scary Movie. And Spike Jones called me and wanted to know if I wanted to come be a part of this new show that he was putting together for MTV, and if I had any advice too. And my big advice was make your own production company, produce it outside of MTV. Because Buzzkill was part of MTV Productions. We had Sumner Redstone literally watching our stuff, deciding what we could do and couldn't do. We had like lawyers. So they didn't let us do, we would pitch, if we pitched 10 things, it got whittled down to 3 that we were legally allowed to do within of being under their umbrella, because they were liable.
Right.
And they were like, if you were your own production, you could just license it to us because you're liable. And that's what I said to him. He's like, that's great advice. And then he already had Knoxville and those guys, because they came from like the Big Brother thing, because my stuff with even Spike Jones was through Grand Royal, which was the Beastie Boys magazine, which was all part of the same publication company. And then he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I go, no. And I go, but I'll tell you what, there's this kid and his friends. Let me send you the tape. And
Crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's the story. I think what's cool about this world, and you know, they always say it's a small world, but it's little like everything's connected in some way. You know what I'm saying? I made a movie. The only reason I got even Scary Movie, maybe you don't know this, I did a VHS tape called Dave Sheridan, Americhameleon, which was just a series of shorts. And in that short were 2 shorts in that, like it's like it's like an anthology. It's just my shorts all put together.
Sure.
It's just me playing characters out in public.
Okay.
So it's not quite Buzzkill. It's more like my characters just interacting. More like Ali G, more like Borat.
Gotcha.
Right? Like taking my characters out in public. And I would like go to thrift stores to pick up stuff, goofy shit and stuff. And I saw this Chevron shirt and it said Chip. And it was a Chevron shirt. And I go, let me get this. And I'm going to come up with something to do at Chevron like I'm an employee. And so I came up with the what is now known as Doofy, but he was Chip. And it was just Chip by way of, that was the name tag. That was the patch. You know, those, what do you call it?
The little embroidery,
the mechanic patch. And so I just played, Chip, how Chip is, and everything was still, there was self-service, where you go up and but you had to go in and pay and you come out.
Right.
This was like early 90s. And I went there with this dirty bucket of muddy water with the window thing, and I'd be like, I'm gonna clean your window now. And I was like just making their stuff, and they're like, oh. And they would look and they'd see the Chevron thing, and they were like, they just thought it was like, oh, he must be, a relative of the owner or something like that, right? Like, okay, thank you. And I go, check your tire pressure. And they're like, that's okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm checking tire pressure. And then when it got to the pop the hood. They'd be like, no, I don't need anything. No, pop the hood. And I would just like start like losing it. Like, you gotta pop the hood. You gotta pop the hood. And they're like, it's okay. I'll pop the hood. Like, well, don't touch anything. You can look. So when they were putting Scary Movie together, and there was another character on that called Stewart. And Stewart, I already had with Mike Judge and Richard Linklater. Is this interesting?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course.
And we were making this movie. It was a demolition derby movie. And we were in like pre-production. We were like, we had the cars, we were building sets, we had a cast. Ashton Kutcher was in the movie, Amanda Plummer, Shai McBride. It was a great cast. And it was with Miramax. And basically, they were going to make Scary Movie. It was already going. And they was like, we can't make... Stewart was going to be the star of this movie, me as Stewart. And they go, well, if we're going to make this guy like the lead in a movie, we should put him in something else. And then they tasked this guy named Peter Schwerin to go back and watch the Americhameleon tape and go, look for another character that we could pop into Scary Movie. And then he saw Chip and he goes, oh my God, that's Doofy. They already had Doofy written. It was like Doofy, like, that's the David Arquette spoof. It's this guy. And they called me and said, can we use Doofy in a movie? And I was really protective of my characters because I worked at Saturday Night Live in 91, 92.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was my first big break. My first really big break out of college was I was Paula Zahn's assistant for CBS This Morning, and I got fired real quick because she would CBS This Morning was a morning show, like 6 to 9 or something like that.
You're way too awake for this crap, man.
Right. I know. I came in at 10. I never met her. Because she'd have to be there at like 3 in the morning getting ready for the thing or whatever, and then she would wrap and go. So my job was to run her desk when they weren't there, answering phone calls and stuff, but also they give me a stack of fan mail and photos, and I had to reply. I was the one signing her autograph and stuff, and I would be like, drink your drugs, don't do milk, Paula, you know what I'm saying? And and I'd lots of stars and hearts and stuff. It was ridiculous, and I think they caught wind, like, what the is this? Never give up, never surrender, Paula. Fucking do it, man, Paula. But while I was there, and this was during Operation Desert Storm. Do you remember that? Because I don't even know how old you are.
No, I'm 38, so I was a child.
So Operation Desert Storm was the first Iraqi war, and Dan Ratherwood, they all thought I wanted to be, I got the job because I told them, I knew there was an opening. I was like, yeah, I'm a journalist. I want to be a journalist. So like, okay, come work for CBS News. And Dan Rather would bring me in his office and cut a cigar and just ramble on about being a journalist and all this stuff. I go, dude, I'm a comedian. I was holding it together, wearing a suit and stuff like that. They had no idea. But Operation Desert Storm, I just cracked up when I first, on the news, these timpani drums would come on, like boom, 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 boom. And then his voice, Operation Desert Storm. And these two jets would go and shoot like these, CG looking jets, animated jets. And I was like, a war has its own logo. It was like Monday Night Football. It looked like Monday Night Football. I go, who the f did that? That's funny. And they're like, oh, that's Steve down in graphics. So I went down and said hi to Steve. And I'm like, dude, I just got to tell you, that's funny, that graphics. He goes, isn't that funny, dude? And they're playing it. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, so what are you doing here? And I'm like, I just took the job to take a job. But I want to do comedy, performance and stuff. And he's like, well, what is your next step? And I was like, I'm hoping to get a job at Saturday Night Live. And he goes, dude, Herb Sargent was one of the original 1975 writers. He was the head writer for Weekend Update. He controlled Weekend Update, Herb Sargent, because that thing was its own,
right?
It's its own division because it takes so much work, And he's like, if the people that are in graphics in New York City, their union is the Writers Guild because it's technically writing, I guess. It fell under the Writers Guild East, and Steve was the secretary for the Writers Guild East, but Herb Sargent was the president. And he said, I know Herb. I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna see what I can do. And 5 days later, he was like, hey, you got an interview with Herb, Wednesday. Boom. And this was, like I said, 91, so grunge was in, Nirvana was kicking, Mudhoney, Dinosaur Jr. and all that shit. And basically, I was that quintessential, dirty jeans, flannel shirt, you were Santa Cruz skate shirt, I had a baseball cap and stuff like that, long hair. And I just went in like that because that's how I dressed. And I get in there and I'm in this waiting room with 5 other guys, and they're all wearing suits, and they're all from Harvard. They're literally wearing the Harvard suits. Have you ever seen Social Network? They're they got the Harvard ties, these red and blue ties, and I'll go, I'm not dressed right. And then one guy comes out and he's like, who's next? And he's like, you, and Herb brought me in, and he's like, so tell me about yourself. And I'm not going to bore you with that, but it's everything, I'm just rambling about what I do and this and that. And I make films and comedy films and stuff. And he's like, you're dressed like, and I go, yeah, I'm sorry. And he's like, you look like the kind of guy that I can make roll around and you won't quit. And I go, no. And he goes, I could probably run you downtown, uptown, make you run sweaty and dirty and you won't quit. And I go, no, I wouldn't. And he goes, you got the job. Because I looked like I got the job. And he's
because
like,
I look like,
yeah,
I got.
Yeah, and then he's like, tell those other guys to leave outside. I didn't, he did say to do it. I go, what? He goes, your first thing, he was like, I'm joking. He didn't make me do that.
Oh, man.
But I was like, it would be funny. It's like, you guys can go.
Yeah.
But So then I got to SNL, man, and that's what led to everything. Because at SNL, then Adam Sandler would take me out to do stand-up in front of him and Chris Rock, and I sucked at stand-up because I was doing like characters and commercial parodies, and we were sitting in the office, and Chris Farley sort of like overheard like what I do, and he goes, "Hey, it sounds like you would be better at Second City." And I knew of SCTV, but I didn't know that Second City was this like improv theater. I didn't know it. I wasn't an improv guy at the time, like really understanding how it works and all the different things about that, and or the lineage of Second City. I knew that Dan Aykroyd was from Second City and Bill Murray and everybody like that. I knew SCTV, John Candy and stuff. And I actually thought it was in Canada because they were Canadian, a lot of those guys. So then, they had a Second City in Toronto. So, but the original one was from Chicago, and it was founded by Alan Alda and Alan Arkin. It goes way back, Ed Asner. And he made one phone call to this woman named Joyce Sloan, who ran Second City. And she's been there since the very beginning. And I was hired like that because of Chris. She goes, "If you're Chris's, Chris says hire you, I'm hiring you." You know what I mean? And she was responsible for finding John Belushi, and because at that time, back in the early 70s, she was trying to get the Torcos jobs at colleges to perform, and the Cook University, like Cook Community College or some Cook County Community College, I think that's where he went. They were like, "No, we don't need to hire you. We have a kid who goes and watches your shows, and he comes back and he does the whole show for us." And she's like, "What?" And they went and checked it out, and it was John Belushi doing Second City shows, and she hired him. So that's there's starting to be a pattern. If you want to like be successful in life, just go and do it. I know that sounds corny, like a Henry Rollins song or something like that, but
it's good advice.
You're doing it. You know what I mean?
You said it though. Go do it. And then you're talking about all these legends and stuff, and like you walk in the same paths and halls and rubbing shoulders.
Yeah.
It is a small world. There's less in the world, but there's most of the guys you mentioned now, it's kind of hit,
I mean, I can't speak for, man, I would be scared to be what I wanted to do and be 18 or 20, because now it's like so amplified because everyone has a phone. The good news is everyone has a camera on their phone.
Yep.
Everyone can post their shit. The bad news is everyone has a camera on their phone and everyone's posting their shit. And the only way to really, now it's like, you gotta work, you gotta post, you gotta post.
Yep.
My YouTube in my day was, they took my VHS tapes and they copied it because I was in the punk rock scene with bands, and they took them on the road, and then they'd be in Detroit going, "Watch this, hey, let me make a dub of it." And it was a dub of a dub of a dub. So that Dave Sheridan's American Chameleon thing, just like Bam's original tape, was like, "Hey, what generation do you have?" Because it would be, that's how the worth of the tape would be oh, that's a carbon copy, because you'd lose something each time. It's like, whoa, you have a really good, clean copy of Dave Sheridan's America.
That's crazy.
It wasn't that many copies. So, yeah.
So with your advice on that, just because I know I have a lot of young and awesome clients that watch my
yeah,
throw things at the wall till something sticks. Do what you want to do. Originality. That's what I'm doing. I just do authentic. I have conversation with people I find interesting.
Number one rule is you got to be yourself, because this world can take everything from you. Everything. They'll strip away everything, but the one thing they can never take away is yourself. So you got to build upon, don't try to go like, what am I going to do? And don't force that. You got to follow that organically. You know, I wasn't joking. I was a jackass in preschool. I broke my buddy's arm because we put on these two jackets. One big adult jacket, and we were doing this thing. And I went one way, and it just snapped his arm. I was like, "Oh, sorry." It's like I'm in trouble. I went to Martin Luther King preschool, and I entered 1973. I entered a Sesame Street drawing contest. I drew Cookie Monster, right, and I won. And I got to go up to the Sesame Street set, and my mom to this day, and I think she's right, she's like, "I think they thought you were going to be a black kid, because I went to Martin Luther King preschool."
Yeah.
And when I showed up, they were like, oh, here's our winner. And I was like, "Yep." I met Big
So
Bird.
you could have been a tattoo
I drew Cookie
artist.
Monster. Did I already say that?
Yeah. But you could have been a tattoo artist then. You had the talent. We all start out artistic, man. You could draw flies, I'm sure.
We all start out
Wop,
autistic.
Wop, wop, wop. I'm still autistic, dude.
Yes, yeah.
Here's a spectrum. Pick it. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly. It's a rainbow. We can
Yeah.
sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow.
You telling me that my spectrum is a rainbow, well, my family and friends will never let me live that down.
But hey, if anybody is on the look, everybody's on the
I
spectrum.
think everyone creative or amazing at anything they do somewhere lands yourself.
I think every human's on the spectrum. It's just a matter of like what they call normal and not normal, right? You know what I mean? But I've deducted that. Well, first of all, we know that Elon Musk is Asperger's. He's on the spectrum, right? Tesla, Nikola Tesla, spectrum. Thomas Edison, spectrum. You don't do that many crazy things, without having, especially pre-computers, pre-calculators. That's people that could do stuff in their head on multiple levels, Einstein, stuff like that. And then you talk about the founding fathers, our country, and Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, and even George Washington. The one aspect I think George Washington was on the spectrum because they had that thing of like, George Washington couldn't tell a lie. And the only other people, and I'm at these conventions and stuff like that, the only people I know on earth that can't tell a lie are autistic people. That they don't get sarcasm.
I mean, you may have just dropped some gold, dude.
And they can't tell lies. Because I used to listen to it. I couldn't tell a lie. What the Everyone tells a lie. And I've met people in this world that can't tell a lie because they're on this spectrum. And, and they
That's
also
amazing.
They don't get sarcasm. So it sucks because most of my humor is sarcastic. And they're like, oh,
You're sarcastic?
Yeah, I can be, you motherfucker.
But I've quoted you more times than I think I've quoted anyone. Maybe Jim Carrey. It goes Jim, and then don't bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
Yeah.
So on. All right, man. Let's sign these for these people.
Hold on. I gotta borrow. Wait. Oh, here they are. You didn't tell me I had my eyeglasses hanging from here, Adam. What the? They're not mine. They're not mine. I just want to look smart. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, people. The one thing I recommend for everybody, 18, whatever age you are, don't create a character that does this. Right? Yeah. And have to do that for 25 years. You will lose your fucking eyesight and have to wear fucking reading glasses the rest of your life. What I do it for you. I do it for you. I'm gonna do a was up right here in the blood. Is that cool?
Yeah, dude.
Bloody was up. It's the first of ever.
All right, just so you guys know. I might be giving away the other one you gave me and keeping one of these.
The best
You
part.
nasty bastard with his blood.
What I like about the stoner one, when I put the was up, it kind of looks like Guy Fawkes. You know what I mean? Like V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
You never really saw. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like anonymous.
How's your nose, by the way, man? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna snort out of the other nose.
Good.
You gotta once one nostril. That's another tip for all the kids out there. Before you start on the meth. Once one starts to bleed, give that one a rest and go on the other side. You know what I mean? I'll do a little teardrop.
All right, check it out.
What's up?
It's awesome.
I'm fucking stoned, man. Whoa. Hey, if you're watching this, the 19th, I'm going to be at Gathering of the Ghouls on the September 20th in Phoenix, Arizona. And then I'm going to be up in Canada the next weekend at one called, it's in Sudbury, Canada. Sudbury, Canada. It's called Sick.
Can you say that like fast, like 5 times?
I think I just did, though.
No, I mean like
That was
5
twice.
times. This twice?
Sudbury. But I think I'm not even
That's
saying...
7 times.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm even saying... It might be Sudbury. I don't know. I might be adding something in. But they're f***ing Canadian. Who cares? That's going to be cool. It's myself, Bill Mosley, Michael Berriman, and Felissa Rose. We're going to be screening Devil's Rejects because this is the 20-year anniversary
Already?
of that. Yeah. And then after that, I might be... getting ready to go in production on a movie with the number 6 after it.
Yeah.
And it starts with S.
Are you able to actually just drop that for the first time here?
I should, yeah. It's dropped it the first time. We're shooting Scary Movie 6 and we're starting in October.
Boom.
It'll be out next.
I wasn't going to ask you, but I'm happy you do it.
It'll be out in the summer. It'll be out in the summer.
You're going to be...
I had to sign an NDA.
All right. I like it.
No Doofy allowed.
Got it.
No, so I'm not going to give anything else away except for it's pretty good, and I think it really, it's really a reflection of the first Scary Movie. It's kind of like if you've seen the Scream movies and you've seen the one where they make Stab, it's like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? It's like it's a reflection of a reflection of a reflection, you know. So like the spoof of a spoof of a spoof. It could be really funny. So
I am stoked. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good.
Well, hey, social media, where are you at?
I'm not. You can find me on LinkedIn.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But the rest of the shit I couldn't keep up with, and I got to tell you why. Because people are like, why aren't you? I'm older than you guys. I had like almost 1 million followers on MySpace with my band Van Stone. Also, you can check out my band Van Stone. So I had like a whole bunch of followers. We had music videos on there and songs and stuff. And then next thing you know, I woke up the next morning. And it's like, no, everyone's on Facebook now. And I go, what? And I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, so you want me to go invest time in that, and then it's going to be what? Something called Instagram, and then what after that? Something called TikTok, and then what after that? Something called, you know.
I am validated as.
You know, I was
my
like,
band
I'm
was
not
huge on MySpace,
right?
And now we can't even get 200 likes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how do you go from 1 million views to 200 views?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on MySpace.
Yeah,
you know
so did
what I
I.
mean?
We're gonna have to have you come back on next time I see you.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear about music.
Yeah. Are you going to be at Days of the Dead Chicago? Chicago.
When is that one? November?
November 24th or something.
I'm gonna try
like that.
to actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. If not, we'll figure out another time, and we'll talk more.
Yeah.
About all that. Wherever we left off.
And thanks for the fire alarm. I need to get more coffee in me.
Oh my
anyway,
God,
so.
that was hilarious. I literally was walking to you, and then the fire alarm I didn't know what alarm it was. I was outdoors, and the security came into these kids in the pool, and they go, you guys got to get out. And like the dumbest thing, like getting these kids all scared, and they're all getting out running. Like I'm like, you're in a pool. If there's a fire, that's like the best place to be. So I didn't hear what they said. I thought they were saying it's a tornado or something. I go, it's a tornado. Like, why would you be running out of that? A fire would be good. Stay in the pool.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it. You know what I mean? Right? So, and then I saw you outside, and I was, you know. Hey, if you have any questions, though, hit them up, and then you'll have stuff to, like, hey, answer for the next time. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, sir.
It was a ball.
Appreciate you, man. Hilarious as always.
Thank you. Don't disturb me while I'm on Adam Stoner's podcast. Yeah.
This is my official favorite video of all time. All right, so I was going to do my podcast with Dave. Jeez. Anyway, we
gotta go.
There was a fire drill. He could have just said he didn't want to do it. He could have just said, "I don't want to do your stupid show. I don't want to do. I don't want to do it." I mean, he's really trying to get everyone out of here, man.
Here comes the fire engines.